a lot of explanation as to why did it take 5 weeks for one of the most advanced fighter jets to be fixed. But shifting focus right now to Karnataka, where in a massive relief for Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and his wife in connection to the alleged MUDA scam case, the Supreme Court has rejected Enforcement Directorate's plea challenging a High Court order that quashes the summons to Karnataka CM's wife. Observing that it did not find any error in High Court's order, the Supreme Court has also used some tough words for the probe agency. The bench, headed by the CJI, slammed ED, asking why is it letting itself being used for political battles. The court stopped short of using some harsh words for the investigation agency after the ASG withdrew the plea. Now, following Supreme Court's decision to not take up ED's plea, Karnataka Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has claimed victory. He says, and I quote, "Historic verdict by Supreme Court. It's a slap on the face of centre's vendetta politics." BJP and its allies, Siddaramaiah says, are stooping to misuse CBI and ED. And according to him, CJI's words reflect own conscience's voice. Voice of justice is rising against tyranny, is what Siddaramaiah says, citing the Supreme Court observations. He says that verdict restores faith in judiciary and gunning for Prime Minister and Home Minister. Chief Minister of Karnataka has also said that they must stop weaponizing the agencies. Imran is joining us for more on this detail. Imran, some pretty scathing observations from the court.
Well, absolutely. In fact, the Congress has been saying that all this while they have been pointing out that ED is being used as a political tool. And today's observation, the Supreme Court by the Justice, their senior, I beg your pardon, judge of the Supreme Court has only validated their claim that ED is being used as a political tool by the central government. While hearing the case about notice being issued to the CM Chief Minister Siddaramaiah's wife Parvathi, the High Court had quashed that notification saying that ED has no role to play in this. Now, the single bench judgment has been upheld, and Justice while speaking on the matter, had pretty harsh words for the CBI, I beg your pardon, ED counsel, saying that it's better that he withdraws the petition rather than going forward. Otherwise, they'll have to say some very harsh comments against the ED. In fact, his experiences in Mumbai and other places have shown that ED is acting as a tool. In fact, the political part, they should leave it to the politicians and to the electorate, and the ED should do a proper investigation. And the Congress has gone to town over this issue, claiming that they have victory, and they said it validates what they have been saying for all these years, that ED is being used as a political tool by the central government. In fact, leading the charge, the Chief Minister himself gave out a big series number of tweets attacking BJP over this.
All right, definitely giving a tool to the opposition, the parties in the opposition nationally to gun for the centre. Thank you, Imran, for joining us with those details. Shifting focus to now some gunning that is taking place within the Congress party. You would imagine, viewers, that every political party is by default working for the progress of their country and the people of the country. And therefore, when a politician says he is putting India first, such a statement would and should be welcomed. But it appears that is not the case when it comes to the Congress party. Speaking at an event in Kochi, Congress MP Shashi Tharoor has reiterated that he puts the nation first and revealed how many have been critical of him for supporting the government and the armed forces during Operation Sindoor.
Which is your first loyalty? To my mind, the nation comes first. Parties are a means of making the nation better. So to my mind, whichever party you belong to, the objective of that party is to create a better India in its own way. Now, parties have every right to disagree about the best way of doing that, the best way of making a better India. Following the news, a lot of people have been very critical of me because of the stand I've taken supporting our armed forces and our government and what happened recently in our country and on our borders. But I will stand my ground because I believe this is the right thing for the country. And when I speak of India, I speak for all Indians, not just those who may like my party.
But it didn't take long to find out who exactly he was referring to. Just hours later, the state Congress unit made it clear that Shashi Tharoor will be blocked from all party events in Thiruvananthapuram going forward. Senior leader of the Congress party, K. Muralidharan, says that this will remain the state unit's stand until Shashi Tharoor changes his stand.
അദ്ദേഹം കാര്യം ഞങ്ങൾ വിട്ടല്ലോ. ഇപ്പം അദ്ദേഹം ഞങ്ങളെ കൂട്ടത്തിൽ കൂടിയതായി ഞങ്ങൾ കണക്കാക്കുന്നില്ല. അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ നടപടി വേണോ വേണ്ടെന്നുള്ള ദേശീയ നേതൃത്വം തീരുമാനിക്കട്ടെ. അദ്ദേഹം നിലപാട് തിരുത്താത്തോളം കാലം തിരുവനന്തപുരത്ത് പാർട്ടിയുടെ ഒരു പരിപാടിയിലും അദ്ദേഹത്തിനെ ഞങ്ങൾ പങ്കെടുപ്പിക്കില്ല. അദ്ദേഹം ബഹിഷ്കരിക്കുക. അദ്ദേഹം ഞങ്ങളുടെ കൂടെ ഇല്ല, പിന്നെ അദ്ദേഹം ബഹിഷ്കരിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്.
Now, the Congress High Command has meanwhile refused to come out in support of Tharoor. Instead of condemning Kerala unit's decision, party leaders are saying it is up to Tharoor whether he wants to join the Congress's fight against the BJP or not.
Each Indian National Congress worker, country comes first. Indian National Congress has fought for freedom. We had fought against the Britishers, and we will continue to fight for the people of India. For Indian National Congress worker, nation comes first.
देश तो पहले है, इसमें कौन दूसरी बात है. यही तो कांग्रेस भी हमेशा कहती है, हमेशा देश पहले है. देश तो सबसे पहले है. तो देश सबसे पहले है, इसीलिए तो हम लोग कह रहे हैं कि पूरे वक्त के अंदर हमारे साथ कोई खड़ा नहीं हुआ. अब आपने जो तमाम काम किए उसके अंदर हमारी उपलब्धि है, क्या है उपलब्धि है, बता दीजिए.
देखिए, शशि थरूर का मन बदल चुका है. वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के करीब हैं, उस विचारधारा के करीब हैं, और ऐसे भी वो जमीनी नेता कभी नहीं रहते. लेकिन ये कांग्रेस का अंदरूनी मामला है. कांग्रेस को तय करना है कि शशि थरूर के बारे में उनको क्या कहना है, क्या करना है. समाजवादी पार्टी को कांग्रेस का अंदरूनी मामला है, उस पर कोई टिप्पणी नहीं करनी है.
The BJP is saying that this has once again exposed the emergency mindset of the Congress party, where a leader has been penalized for putting country first and not party or parivar first.
This is the true emergency phase of Congress, the intolerance of Congress. Congress party has issued fatwa and penalized Dr. Tharoor for keeping India first, not Parivar first. Unless Dr. Tharoor says that he will put party and Parivar politics and Parivar ka hit above Rashtra hit and does politics on national security and undermines India's position and does not expose Pakistan but in fact sings paeans of Pakistan. Unless he undermines Indian armed forces, they will not invite him for the program. So Congress will only invite those people in the program who do politics on national security, who put Pakistan first, who put Parivar first.
Remember, viewers, this is not the first time that Tharoor's statements have differed from what is the generic stand of his party. And this is why the Congress might be seeing red over his commentary. Now, these are the instances where Tharoor seemed to have broken his party ranks. As recently as earlier this month, he had mentioned about Modi's foreign policy that India has undergone paradigm shifts over the last few years, and on an occasion when India is commemorating 50 years of emergency, Tharoor said that emergency was about unspeakable cruelty and was underplayed by leaders later. Last month, he had praised Prime Minister Narendra Modi in an editorial in one of the newspapers, calling him a prime asset for India. In May this year, he had shared a stage with the Prime Minister while inaugurating a port in Kerala and said that the government's focus is on development and his focus is not on politics when it comes to the development of his state. In May this year, he was also a part of the global outreach, the opposition parties that had been sent out all over the world to put forth India's stand, where he had countered the allegations that were domestically being leveled by Congress and its partners to assert that it was indeed Pakistan who had called for a ceasefire. On 19th of March this year, he had also said that he still had egg on his face for criticizing Modi government's foreign policy back in February 2022. Now, what is going to happen with Tharoor now, apart from the boycott call that has already been given, is something we'll closely track. But right now, taking a very quick break.